What is up, guys? So I'm here to show off the new Red Eyes in action, pulling off some FTKs. It's got crazy drop out, but here it is, the new card. I think it's pronounced something along the lines of like, yeah, so we got that guy, the P.O Black Dragon here in action. So when it's fusion summon, you get to send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or your deck to the graveyard, except for Red Eyes beat check. And if you do, you get to inflict damage to your opponent equal to the half of the sent monster's original attack. And this card is sent from the monster to the graveyard and turn on a normal monster and special summon it. But it doesn't really matter because you're going to FTK your opponent. He's not going to have a chance. The deck is pretty consistent, as you guys will see. I'll give you guys a deck profile as well, so you guys can go ahead and mess around with that. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and show off just a few quick little replays, and then, yeah, I'll give you guys the deck profile so you guys can mess around with it, and tell me, guys, what you think of the deck, because it can actually pull it off quite easy. There's a lot of cards that actually search out the Red Eyes stuff, so even though it's a 3-card FTK, the other card that is required is Serial Spell, and you just lose all your cards in your hand. But if you game your opponent, obviously at that point it doesn't matter. You need cards in your hand, unless they're going to be like, not Karibo, well, a Wing Karibo, I think that maybe is only battle damage, but nonetheless, it's kind of cool to see just, you know, how much draw power you can get. And again, you can search out a lot of the Red Eyes stuff, so it's not like you really sacked them, and you could actually do the FTK doing multiple cards. You don't have to have that one card that copies the other card by getting rid of your whole hand. You can actually just use 2 Infernal Blasts. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff in this deck that is really, really easy to actually pull off the combo with. So now that you guys have seen it, let's go ahead and go over to the deck profile, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Also, if any of you guys have something that downloads the decks, because the deck extractor that I used, the website, I guess they didn't pay for the server and the server is down. The one that I used previously, I actually did a video on it. I'll link it down below, but that site is no longer up and running. If any of you guys know how to upload a replay file and extract the deck, let me know, because otherwise I'm going to have to do these by hand and it takes like 5 ever. But I'll always give you guys the download link down below in the description box if you guys want to just download the deck real quick, because yeah, it'll save you some time. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. This is as the guy that sent in this Magalicious. Thanks for the replay, by the way. Showing off the new Red Eyes, like I said, in action, pulling off some FTKs. And like I said, even though you have to, well, you don't really need to use every card in your hand. You technically, you're just using Serial Spell to discard the rest of the cards in your hand. But the thing is, it is actually pretty consistent to pull off, because you have this card over here where it has that awesome effect. You get to add 1 Red Eye spell or trap. Oh wow, you just add the fusion. So like I said, guys, it's pretty easy to pull off, especially since you have some of the better draw power in the game. You have Allure, you have Sacred Sword, and in addition to that, I think you can make it even more consistent. Just throw 3 Pot of Cupidity, because like you really only need certain cards, and a lot of the cards you'll have in your hand are vanillas that can be dead anyways. So I'm thinking you can definitely Magical Mallet, do a lot of other stuff, and pull off the FTK really easy. But I'm gonna give it to you guys as is, like it's the same one that you guys are seeing from the replay. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we got 3 copies of Red Eyes Bee Dragon, 2 copies of Summon Skull, 3 copies of Elaborate Dragon. And then we have 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. We have Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. We got 3 copies of those. And then we have 2 copies of Black Metal Dragon. And then we have 2 Blackstone of Legend, 2 Allures, 3 Red Eyes Fusion, 3 cards of the Stone. So again, this deck is all about the draw power. And then we have 1 of the Pot of Cupidity, 2 copies of Cards of Consonance, 2 copies of Sacred Sword 7 stars, 1 the Claw of Hermos, which we didn't get to see, but like I said, this deck can still function without actually pulling off the FTK. You can definitely just play like a little Red Eyes deck and still actually do some good stuff. But yeah, it's just nice to have FTKs in a deck. And then you have 3 copies of Infernal Fire Blast. You have 3 copies of Red Eyes Insight, 3 copies of Serial Spell, and then there's 1 Return of the Red Eyes. And for the extract, pretty much you just need like multiples of like these. And of course, you're playing Claw of Hermos, you want this. But then we have 2 copies of the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, 2 copies of Big Eye, 1 Draco Sack. Actually, we had 3 copies of Flare Metal. Then we have the Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, the Odd Eyes Rebellion, 2 Red Eyes a Black Dragon Sword, 2 copies of P.O Black Dragon. And then we have 3 copies of Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. I think you can optimize this extract a little bit better, but I don't think it's probably that necessary to, you know, go into other things. But it's better to have the options, you know. There are other things like Lucky 7 where you can sack your opponent. You can maybe go for some other, you know, just rank 7s just in general. There are a lot of other great ones that you can just add to the deck. But for the most part, I think that a lot of players will be excited to see not only a fan favorite deck returning, but you can also FTK in the deck. But I want to know, what are you guys' thoughts on this deck? I think it's okay. I don't think it's good enough to be like a meta deck, so to speak, but I think it's got a little bit of potential. It depends on the support that we get. Obviously, this card, the Red Eyes Insight card that supports the deck is really good. In addition to that, we're getting the new Meteor Dragon. We're not playing all the other ones, but if there's more support for the deck, it has a little bit of potential. But as of right now, I don't think it's that good. But like I said, it is pretty consistent to pull off the FTK. I think you guys, like I said, can get it more consistent. Maybe you throw a Magical Mallet. You can throw like 2 Pot of Cupidity, and then you can definitely, again, pull off the FTKs. Pretty easy in the deck. But anyways, thanks for sending in the sweet replay. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it. If you change anything, let me know. If anyone actually knows what I'm talking about by the deck extractor that can take a YRP file and actually just extract the decks, let me know where you guys are going for that, because like I said, the site that I used and made a video on, that site is no longer available. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you guys give the like button a titty slap. And I'm signing out.